trying to center off to Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scores!
Come from behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get him! Wow!
Edwards pulls up and buries a play! Richardson tries, out for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money.
Daniels takes his shot from Darby.
What is up, all? Welcome into Pitchfork Launch. Yes, I am Michael Caratino. You see it right there at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. I see the show live here every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. And also my IG, michael.caratinito.5. Yes, you guys can see it there. As I go live every day. And yes, I know, Pitchfork Launchers, I remind you every day, but go and subscribe to the YouTube channel because you've missed a ton of sound from, well, a ton of interviews so far, plus a ton of sound from practice, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. But if you go to YouTube and you subscribe, those of you that are here, subscribe anyway, but tell your friends that want to get great sound from practice, go around Sun Devil Nation, see what we have coming up team-wise, schedule-wise, I should say, for the teams. Then go to YouTube, Michael Caratino, but it's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005, at MVC 005 on YouTube, and subscribe away. As you guys all saw there, action from obviously the opening football game against Wyoming, but now we are on to Mississippi State, as we have been for a few days. They won their first game against Eastern Kentucky, 56-7. A little bit of weather, a little bit of rain there. Shouldn't see any rain this weekend. Hopefully a little bit warmer. But yeah, we'll hear from Coach Dillingham to practice that just ended today. And then we'll also hear from Dyron Reynolds, defensive line coach, and we'll hear from Zyrus Fiasu, who had the pick six, score the first touchdown of the season for ASU. We shall hear from him today too on the football front. Hey, don't forget on the volleyball front, this 3-0 Sun Devil team headed to San Diego as they are headed to the Invitational there, as they came off the Love Invitational hosted by Lipscomb, and they 3-0 only dropped one set the whole time. So that part definitely did not suck. That part definitely did not suck. They dropped one set to Butler on Friday, and they won that 3-1, and then beat Lipscomb and both Cal Baptist Saturday and Sunday last week, 3-0. Also, remember, coming out of that, we had the all-tournament team.
And then mix in new ways to attack a team that we haven't seen that's a little bit different.
Claire Jeter. Yes, no surprise there. And then also don't forget the MVP the tournament team, Jelly Sear, from the, as you see, the LUV Invitational, hosted by Lipscomb, which is in Nashville. So now they're a little closer to home this weekend. Like I said, is USD, the Toreros, hosting the tournament. And they have, who do they have? Just a reminder, they have UC Santa Barbara this Friday at 4 p.m. So again, you're in the San Diego area, and you're coming to the Mississippi State game again Saturday night, 7:30. You could hit a 4 o'clock game at USD as the Devils take on Santa Barbara, and then they take on Saturday, September 7th. They will be taking on USD at 6 p.m. So you can check that out on ESPN Plus. You're tailgating for the game. If you're still in San Diego, I suggest you go to that. But if you're here in Tempe, tailgating for the game, guys, check it out on ESPN Plus. And then Sunday at noon, they will take on St. John's. So let's see how they do there. But yeah, shout out, forks out to Jelly Sear, the MVP of the Love Invitational, and Claire Jeter, obviously making the all tournament team. But yeah, I mean, just so big weekend coming up, soccer, obviously one more home matchup, kids. Like I told you before, they hit the road. And they will be taking on, was it Utah Tech? Yeah, Utah Tech Sunday, 1 p.m. So this Sunday, September 8th, Sun Devil lacrosse or soccer in Lacrosse Stadium, as you guys all know. Coach Winkworth, again, this team looking good. To get into a little bit more of numbers a little bit later, but just so far, just in case you missed it, they opened up their regular season taking on the NAU, also known as many of my friends, Dave Zorn, Kevin McCabe, the Harvard of the Pines. They tied 1-1, and then they turned around and beat Wagner, did ASU 6-0. And then they had a 0-0 draw with Little Rock on the 22nd, and then they went to Baton Rouge and beat LSU. It was tied at 2 at halftime, and then the Devils put up 3 in the second half to smack LSU at home 5-2. They turned that around, come home, and beat Grambling 2-0, and then they beat Penn 3-0, and they are 4-0-2. And again, hey, Sun Devil Athletics starting very well, undefeated in as a member of the Big 12 so far. So that is where the soccer team is at. Again, absolutely phenomenal. Coach Winkworth, again, getting the team a little bit banged up early on. But look, what this team has done defensively, you see them play, how they want to get the ball in the back, the strength of, not playing boom ball for those of you that, have a little understanding for soccer. They're not playing boom ball, but working the ball, from through the midfield. Obviously defense, Pauline Nels, very rarely if there's a shot or she gets a ball, will boot it out unless she has to. But just getting it over to a defender, moving the ball smoothly, getting it through midfield, trying to attack a team's midfield weakness. But then, the level of skill for them crossing the ball, that is a huge strength for Coach Winkworth and this team. And it is just, again, as the season goes on, you get more and more comfortable together. And then you have obviously the cannon right foot, right leg of Adasia Cologne. Just, again, absolutely awesome to see. So that being said, get out there if you can on Sunday. It's a 1 p.m. game. Again, it'll give you a little chance to check this awesome team out. So that's what they have coming up as well. And then football, like I said, Mississippi State on Saturday night, 7:30. It is, hey, we need that same energy from, it was the second biggest student section in a minute. Maybe I think that all the time. I'll look it up for Friday with the fun facts we'll do on Friday. But yeah, I'll look it up with the fun facts on Friday as they that was sent out. But it was rocking, and they got to witness, like I said, the first touchdown of the season being scored by the defense coming right at the student section in the south end zone. Again, just pretty money with that. So Mississippi State, like I said, real quick, Blake Shapen, who I want to say transferred from Baylor, their starting quarterback. Blake Shapen, pardon me. I want to say he was at Baylor. Again, I keep up with ASU's transfers, as you guys know, not even just being a homer, but there's a ton. But I think he started his career at Baylor. But, yeah, they trounced Eastern Kentucky on Saturday, 56-7. But their quarterback, again, big, athletic. Again, they play a big well, he's big, but I'm just saying, like, he's a big athletic quarterback. Pardon me. I knew I could get that out in one sentence. My goodness gracious me. That being said, but the tempo, and again, we'll hear about it, Coach Dillingham from after practice today. But yeah, 56-7, they absolutely trashed Eastern Kentucky. It was Eastern Kentucky only scored in the second quarter. Yeah, they got a touchdown in the second quarter, but it was 35-7 at half, and it was 42-7 at the end of the third. And then Mississippi State put up another 2 touchdowns, making it 56-7. A little bit of inclement weather as well. a little bit of rain. But, yeah, he completed 75% of his passes. He was 15 of 20, 247 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. You look at rushing-wise, he had 7 carries on top of that for 44 yards, leading the team in rushing yards. 6.3 a carry, 1 rushing touchdown. Creed Whitmore for the Bulldogs, 1 carry for 41 yards and a touchdown. Kayvon Lee had 9 carries for 40 yards. Devon Booth had 8 carries for 39 yards and a touchdown. So 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns. You look at Jordan Mosley, 5 catches for 104 yards and with a 1 touchdown, 20.8 per reception. And then Kevin Coleman, he also had 5 receptions for 88 yards and 1 touchdown. And then Mario Craver, 1 catch, 54 yards. But guess what that was? A tutty. And again, Eastern Kentucky not, having the defense of ASU. Last year's over, kids. So, yeah, 3-9 and talked about the depth. And for those of you that got to see it, the first score, like I said, being a defensive touchdown. But Shapen, this young man, I mean, what is he, like 6'5"? I want to say 6'4". Oh, sorry, giving him too much. I was going to say 210, 215, but yeah, he's 6'1" and 210. But yeah, I mean, it's like I said, he completed 75% of his passes, going 15 of 20 on the day. And yeah, you complete here. Newsflash: you complete 75% of your passes. I'm going to go out on a limb and say a quarterback is going to win, or an offense is going to be moving the ball, to overstate the obvious, but you're going to win a lot of games. And so, and defensively in this game, Mississippi State, they came up with 2 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, and let's see, 1 interception, because Matt Morrissey, the quarterback for Eastern Kentucky, 22 of 38. Again, not too bad of a day, but 169 yards. So, again, only averaging 4.4 per completion. Mississippi State defense getting after him, but 22 of 38. So just over 50%, like 53%, whatever that is. 1 touchdown, 1 pick. And that receiving touchdown went to Ron Van Jr., 1 catch, 9 yards, and a touchdown. But you look at, they try to run the ball. I'll give them that. 38 rushing attempts, 38 passing attempts. I mean, you want to talk about balance if you're Eastern Kentucky. For this team, I mean, that's, 38 rushing attempts, 38 passing attempts. Just couldn't move much. I mean, it was they had 38 carries, though, for 126 yards. There's only 3.3 a carry, no rushing touchdowns. But Joshua Carter had 19 carries for 75 yards, and then Braden Latham, 14 for 71. So, I mean, look, Eastern Kentucky, you got to stick with it. You got to stay to your game plan. But to stay that balance, most people will start shucking the ball a lot earlier. So, that being said, that's what we have to look forward to. So I'm going to step aside real quick, and when we get back, we're going to hear from from out of practice today, from Coach Dillingham and Coach Reynolds, and then we'll also hear from Zyrus Fisu, the man who scored the first touchdown of the season for the Sun Devils. So step aside, more Pitchfork Lunch coming up.
Audio Jungle.
And we are back here on Pitchfork Lunch again. Just giving you a little more taste, beautiful soccer goal from I was actually from Kerry Mathis. Forgot to mention that off top of the show. That touchdown by DeCarlos Brooks, and again, just absolutely awesome. Again, just pumped up. So yes, but let's say get right to it. Let's hear from Coach Dillingham after today's practice, talking obviously about how practice went today compared to yesterday, which is awesome. But we will also, talk about obviously the upcoming matchup with Mississippi State. So without further ado, here is Kenny Dillingham after practice today.
Really good day. It was kind of funny yesterday. We actually had one of our harder practices as fall camp started. So, I thought yesterday was the mental wasn't there, not the physical. Physical was there, as the mental focus wasn't there. Today, I thought we had a really good day. Guys got lined up, sudden change. Guys are getting tired, obviously. It's the second day. We go after it on Tuesday, Wednesday. So, really, really good job, I thought, by our guys today.
How much of that is a response to what you said yesterday and what happened yesterday, do you think?
Oh, I have no clue. I mean, you're going to have to ask one of them.
Yeah.
I hope that they take what I say and it means something to them. And they listen and then try to get it fixed, I hope. But you're going to have to ask them.
Did you see the leadership council after yesterday sort of take on that accountability and sort of try and lead them today?
They did it mid-practice yesterday. Like, they got it fixed. That was what I was pleased with mid-practice. Whereas period 16, 17, we snapped and we freaking got to work. Right, today was just a really good work day all around. Right, and I think, to be honest, part of that is I don't think I did a good enough job educating the guys on Sunday and Monday how important those 2 days are to get your body back right before Tuesday. And I think some of our guys didn't really feel horrible after the game, and then they get back Tuesday and they start to run around. They're like, oh, man, I know I lifted on Monday, but I feel worse today because they didn't take care of their bodies right Sunday, Monday. So I think part of that is me making sure and hounding on how do we take care of our bodies? How do we get our bodies right post-game? And I think our guys will get better and better as the season progresses.
Just how impressed were you with the defensive performance and the consistency for all 4 quarters on Saturday?
Yeah, it was really, really impressive. I'm excited for this week. We're facing a coach who's in the top 25 in offense every single year, with a quarterback who's a proven veteran, and they just scored almost 60 points in a football game in the rain. So, score almost 60 points in a football game in the rain, right? Your coach always scores a lot of points. You better get ready for them to bring it. So I think it's a great challenge for our guys. And it's completely conflicting philosophy offensively than we just saw, right? Absolute opposite. So it's a great challenge for our guys to defend something polar opposite earlier in the year.
Does their tempo sort of require certain things defensively?
100%. When they play, I mean, you've got to get lined up. Like if you sack the quarterback or make a great play on the perimeter and do your little seatbelt dance and look to the sideline, they already snapped another ball. Like they already snapped it. Like you got to get up and go to the next play immediately. It's the ultimate like flush it game. You have to flush it, not only flush it, sprint, get lined up, communicate instantly. I mean, they snapped the ball, they threw a ball 40 yards down the field, right, and snapped it 13 seconds later. I mean, that's remarkable, right? But he's always a top 5 pace of play as a coordinator. So over his career, he's been a top 5 pace of play guy. That's not going to change, and that's why you have to do things different. Is you have to get lined up. If you just get lined up, you give yourself a chance. If you don't get lined up, they're going to have explosive play. It's going to be a long night.
That's good.
Just how much would it mean for this group to make history and beat an SEC opponent with this program, this group?
Yeah, it'd be awesome. I mean, it would. I mean, to say it wouldn't be awesome is a lie. To say I haven't talked about that is a lie, right? We're not worried about that. Like, that doesn't change our process. Our process should be the exact same, being the very best we can be all the time. But is there an added benefit if you can be the first team in history to win a game like that? Right? Is it an added benefit that Mississippi State circled this game as, we're gonna win for the season? You have to. You have to look at us on the schedule going into the season and say, we're gonna win this game. Perfect. We need this one, we're gonna win it. Perfect. Right? So is there an added benefit that, those two things are happening this week? Oh yeah. That's why we need everybody to come out to the game. We need the fans to come out to the game. We need to be sold out. We need to be loud. We need the first third down, the first kickoff. We need them to feel the atmosphere here, right? And feel it. And especially earlier in the season for their first away game with a new head coach, the fans are vital, right, in their competitive advantage.
Fans are vital. Absolutely. I mean, that atmosphere, like I said, is electric right there. And like I said, I talked about, the pace. It's one thing you've been talking about. I mean, it is up tempo. And I mean, Coach, again, do your celebrations again, not to be excited, but again, get them off schedule is, his message. And, when you look at it that way, it's one of those things that the battle on first and second down, you go third and short every time, or, third and 3 or third and 4 or less, third and 3 or less. It's one of those things where, the tempo can get you. Now with the depth, and it's a substitution pattern. Speaking of which, Coach Dyron Reynolds, the defensive line coach, obviously, and he has done coming in doing just a solid job. And I mean, yes, working with the depth, but his experience is huge. And, you know, trying to disrupt, obviously, the job of the defense, as I know you pitchfork lunchers know that. As a job of the defensive line, and again, getting to catch up with them after practice today, you know, obviously wrapping up the last game and just like how the defense played, but you know what the challenges bring this week. So again, without further ado, here is Coach Reynolds after practice today.
Coach, just wanted to get your thoughts on Blake Shapen and kind of how you guys are preparing for that and him getting the ball out quickly and how that challenge kind of poses a challenge.
Well, this offense is always a challenge. I mean, it's run and shoot. They're running up and it's like playing basketball. I mean, they don't even use the offensive lineman. Run the ball sideways, throw the ball sideways, getting you tired. It's like being on a fast break the whole day. So yesterday had a pretty lengthy, windy practice. The guys felt like they were running, felt like it was a track meet yesterday. So.
And then with their screen game and also how that kind of can be a factor and how that also may be a challenge for defenders a lot.
Well, you know, that's another part of it. A lot of their screen games come on the edges, so we got to get the guys that are near to the ball to be able to get out of the stack and run. And you know, when the outside guys, the DBs, maybe cut back, we got to be there to make the rally to make the play.
And Coach, through the offseason, I mean, or through camp, obviously, up to the first game, you're talking about effort and guys playing well together. I mean, the communication, your overall thoughts of just how the team communicated and just executed in the last game.
I think they're doing a great job of holding each other accountable. You know, they're doing a good job of knowing what the guy next to them is doing, so they know how it affects each other. So I mean, I think that plays a big part of it. Like I said, the iPads had a big effect on the game. You know, you're able to go over there and actually watch tape and show everybody what to do and what not to do. So you get a lot of things corrected fast.
And how great, I mean, when you look at it, obviously the first touchdown of the season scored by the defense. I mean, you see the student section explode, but just when everybody's doing their 111th, like Coach Ward talks about, you guys talk about, but for Cyrus to get that and get the first score, how much more pumped were you after that?
Man, for him to be on his keys like that, whatnot, Coach Coop, get those guys on point, the disguise and everything was right, and hey, it fell right in his lap and he took it to the house. He did what he was supposed to do. That was beautiful.
And then from the, I mean, your point, the defensive line standpoint, I mean, it seemed like they were, as the game went on, they just kept taking the wind out of the sails of that Wyoming offensive line. What did you see from them that you liked?
Well, I mean, when you got waves of guys that you can throw in the game, it's always refreshing. Guys got a little winded early on, and they weren't too proud to like, hey, next man up. They say, hey, go take me out the game. They put the next guy in, and that's why we can fly around like that. It was refreshing, for them to understand that they don't have to be selfish to be able to make plays, and then they got right back in and did it. And also helps to have an offense that keeps you off the field and keeps our guys fresh. I think our top player up front only played 28 snaps. So it's going to be a little bit different this week. So we'll see.
You said before the season that you feel this group could be good at stopping the run. After seeing what you saw week one, how do you still feel about that ability?
I still feel good. I feel really good about it. As long as we continue to stay on the technique standpoint and whatnot, I was really proud of what they put on tape last week, but hey, we got a lot more ball to play.
Specifically on a guy like Elijah O'Neal, Kenny talked about how he was one of the more improved players of fall camp. What have you seen from him in his development?
Dude, he's just so locked in. He might be the most locked in guy in my room. I mean, just really. If everybody's locked in like Elijah, I mean, we're going to have something special. I've seen just a big transformation from the spring, how bad he wants it. He comes up and finds me and, has questions. He'll text me questions and whatnot. The guy is on it, and I'm really proud of his development.
As defensive coaches, you've emphasized all offseason the need for more takeaways, and then to see your unit get 2 of them on the first 2 possessions of the season, how gratifying was that?
It was. I mean, just to see the guys, all the, even Elijah, got the tip ball, all the, balls on the ground at practice that we just scoop up regardless. All that stuff came into play right then. Cyrus being exactly where he's supposed to be on his drop. Just to see it all just snap and come together, I don't think that does anything but builds more belief in what we're doing.
You worked with college players before. With Elijah coming from the JUCO, have you seen those guys maybe carry an extra juice, extra little motivation? Are you seeing that in him as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think any guy that has a second chance somewhere, if they're really locked in about their business, they're going to try. They come here with purpose. And that always helps when somebody comes with purpose. And he's, day in and day out, he comes to practice and to play with purpose.
What's the biggest way Mississippi State's offense will challenge your defense on Saturday, do you think?
Tempo. Tempos and shots. Tempos and shots. I mean, when you get the ball out quick, it wears the defense down. When you throw long balls, it wears the defense down. That's going to be the key, getting our guys on and off the field, having them aware of what's going on, and finding the ball when the ball goes from sideline to sideline, being able to get set and ready for the next play.
I mean, is it, without giving away too much, is it more of like from a substitution pattern standpoint, you're saying like guys last week coming out, but if they're playing with the tempo, is it more so from you guys monitoring like, okay, you're going to have this whole series, or guys are going to have a whole series?
Yeah, you still got ways that you can sub and get guys on off the field. Guys just got to be locked in on the sideline. You have some near sideline things. You have ways to get them on and off the field, but guys really got to be locked in. The biggest thing is, hey, watch your position. Something going on, hey, let us know. So.
And balancing, they do a lot of screen passes, and then also, the factor of the run. How has that been working through preparing for those kind of elements?
Well, a lot of this stuff, even on third down is RPO. So for us up front, it's still going to feel like run. If it's low hats and feel like run, we won't really feel the steam of a pass. You call it pass, but it's really a run. But when we get the opportunity to rush them, I feel real confident that we're doing a really good job.
What do you feel like is the D-line's objective this week for creating havoc for Blake Shapen and his, rhythm?
Get them off schedule. Try to get something big early. Try to get them behind the chains. If they have success running the ball or moving the ball down the field or staying in third and medium, whatnot, that's where they want to be. They're on schedule. We got to find a way to get them off schedule.
All right, you heard Coach Dyron Reynolds right there. I mean, it's, of course, the chess match easier said than done, get them off schedule. But when you look at it, it just, imperative. And, yeah, secondary coming to breaking up passes and stuff like that. They did stop the run last week. Defensive line was playing physical, so look for just an absolute fight in the trenches, which, again, to me, absolutely awesome. All for it. But that's, and look, there's like Coach said in his Monday presser, played it for you yesterday, there's going to be issues, there's going to be struggles. So adversity, how do you respond to it? So, he goes, I don't want to, he goes, it's going to happen. He goes, I hope it doesn't, but we know it's going to happen. So for Coach Reynolds talking about that, but just with the D-line played, and the linebackers doing the 111th, like I asked him, that's why I asked him that question early on, doing the 111th, everybody doing their job. And then just the overpowering the defensive line was able, and if you watch the game, you saw it, go back and watch again. It was just, there's a few mistakes here and there, but you always hear coaches say, you're going 100%, you make a mistake, you can still cause havoc. Now, you don't want to keep making those mistakes, but again, it led to a dominant defensive performance. And speaking of the secondary, let's hear from let's hear from Zyrus. Actually, we're going to hear from Zyrus Fiasu, who, like you guys already know, scored the first touchdown of the season. And yeah, but it's just when a defense is playing that way, offensive football is so much more exciting. That's all I'm going to say. But let's hear from Zyrus about his obviously touchdown and just overall thoughts of defense, and now building that going into Mississippi State.
So I was asking the other guys, and I didn't tell you this last time I interviewed, but yes, I'm one of the few that still loves defense and appreciates maybe a low score. I know you love when your offense puts up points, but to get the first touchdown of the season for ASU, and then I didn't even hear this. I didn't know this. That's your first interception. So your first interception is a pick six. But how did that feel for you?
It was good. I mean, it's just funny because I actually caught it this time. Back in my first couple of years, I was dropping picks, and I dropped like 3 or 4. But to catch it and score was a pretty good feeling. What was even better was just seeing the team, seeing the team hype and seeing the team happy. That's what it's all about. And then seeing the whole crowd and seeing the whole community just explode is beautiful.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I know Sam said post-game he didn't think it'd be that loud, and I know you talked about it post-game, but now that, maybe obviously a day and a half to reflect on it, but just going into the end zone and just seeing the student section, Tober said the obvious, I know it gives you energy, but how much, does that help boost you guys, boost even the offense as well, too, when you see just, the student section going crazy like that?
Yeah, no, shout out to them. I was just saying earlier, the student section was amazing. They don't realize how much they mean to us and how much, their support means. And, it's a beautiful feeling and a beautiful view when you're running out and you just see them cheering. So they don't know how much it helps us, and we just love to put a song for them. And, we hope that they keep coming to the games.
And then obviously your position mate Keyshawn gets an interception as well too. But talking on that, when the defensive line, so many, starting to get, push back, and just seeing, even watching them, for me, the replay of the game, getting that pushback, and I know Coach Ward always says, doing the 111, doing your job, but the more they started to dominate, how could you feel the wind being taken out of just Wyoming's offensive sails, because it's like they had no answer for what you guys were doing on defense?
I will say shout out to the D-line. Great group of guys. They play hard, they play fast, and, with that kind of D-line, you love to be a linebacker. You love to be a linebacker behind that kind of D-line. I don't have a problem playing behind any of them. And, seeing them the way they play, shout out to them. You can't make plays as a linebacker if you don't have a great D-line. We have a great D-line, and, I love them. Props to them.
And then fans obviously see the score 48-7, but how do you feel, linebackers with D-line and with the secondary, just the overall communication throughout the whole game was for you guys?
Yeah, we know communication is a big part. Just like in a relationship, you got to have communication. And, with each other, we told each other if we don't communicate, we're not going to have a good game. And so every play, you just hear everybody yelling at each other, and not a lot of, mistakes happen, but, with the communication, we limited those. And so, with the communication, it was just good.
And then I know it's early, but when you look, obviously, where it looks towards Mississippi State, when you look at them offensively, obviously giving away the game plan, but what kind of challenges do you feel that you could face from them?
Yeah, I don't like to compare, but when you compare what we had against Wyoming, we didn't have to face a lot of, too much adversity. And they're harping on that this week. They're a different style of offense than Wyoming was. Wyoming was run first, and they're air raid this game. And so, we're going to see what we can do. I'm excited to see what our defense can do. It's going to be a beautiful thing to see us playing out there this Saturday.
Mississippi State's quarterback, Blake Shapen, very mobile quarterback, extended plays. Sam has that element to him. When you face Sam, throughout preseason camp, you have that familiarity. Does that help at all in your preparation for this quarterback, because you've kind of had that sort of experience with Sam and just that element of his game?
Yeah, playing against dual-threat quarterbacks, especially just leading up to it. We played great quarterbacks on our team. You got Sam, you got Jeff, you got Trent, you got Nav, you got everybody over here. And so playing against them every day leading up to this season, it really helps us. We know how a running quarterback is, and we know a running back quarterback. We have that, and it really helps us.
And there he is, Iris Fiasu. And again, and I'm glad he was asked that, because I was just about to ask that about going up against Sam, because Shapen, like I said, can move, but it is different. Wyoming wants to be physical, wants to punch you in the mouth and run the ball. And ASU was able to deal with that and in long spurts, obviously control it. So when you look at, what Mississippi State, like you said, an air raid offense and, just doing your job. And a lot of it comes to, like you said, the communication and, but just getting that first game under their belt, hopefully ironing the few wrinkles out. That to me, like I said, right there, it'll be an interesting chess match. And the beautiful thing is it's here in Tempe. And speaking of the secondary, let's hear from wrap up the show. One last one, Keith Abney, again, the awesome corner. He's starting opposite of Javen Robinson. And man, the true sophomore looked pretty good the other day. But yeah, we'll wrap the show hearing from Keith Abney, his thoughts about the game. And obviously, yes, the Bulldogs coming up for the Devils.
So you obviously game one in the books. You know me, I told you I'm a big defensive guy anyway. I told you at camp, but for the defense to get the first touchdown of the season, how awesome was that?
It was good just coming out here because we've been preaching, trying to get turnovers all camp, and then just, practicing what you preach. I feel like it came true, and all the work we put in for the during fall camp in the summer just paid off, and we got to display that Saturday.
Obviously, and the crowd was electric, but just to see the student section after Cyrus's touchdown, I think you guys weren't already pumped up, but how much more did that pump you up?
It was like a movie. It was crazy just seeing all the fans and stuff just being excited for us to see us make plays. It was cool. Just like all the work we came in, it's like we just got to put on our show Saturday.
And I know Coach Ward, obviously Coach Herring talked about like doing your job, but it just seemed like chemistry, communication, it seemed like all three levels you guys were on the same page. As the game went on, how rewarding was it to feel like the wind being taken out of their sails? Because it seemed like they just had no answer for what you guys were doing on defense.
Yeah, so it was just it was cool. Just we all did our job, just doing our 111, as Coach Ward would say. Just everybody trusting each other, not big play hunting, letting the plays come to you, and it was good. Everybody trusted each other, and everybody did their job.
When you look at, and then looking forward to, I know it's early, but like Mississippi State, from obviously last game's win, but what can you take in this game and what challenges do they present?
They're going to be, physical. They're going to be big, fast. It's just, it's going to be a good challenge just to come out there and compete with those guys. And just, we'll see Saturday.
Coach said that you guys were acting like you won the Super Bowl at the first half of practice today, and he wasn't super happy. What do you guys say to that?
Yeah, we came out here just a little flat. Just everybody seemed like a little. Maybe let the weekend get to them, but like everybody was kind of like satisfied with the win. But we stopped practice, and everybody talked and said like just remind like each other, like we haven't done anything yet. Just I feel like we responded well in the second half of practice, and everybody picked up the pace well.
Do you guys feel like you've done anything yet?
No, not at all, not yet.
And coaches have always said, like, obviously if you lose a game, you can learn more from the film. When you win a game, sometimes it's tough to see improvements. But when you guys went back and looked at the game film, where do you look to improve from week 1 to week 2?
Just being more for defense, just being more, communicating more, just being everybody trusting each other, doing that 111, just being playing technically sound and just trusting each other.
On Cyrus's pick 6, there's a lot of people who were talking and thought you might get the first pick of the season, but how excited were you for your brother to get that first pick?
I was super excited, especially that being his first game. That was great. And he said it was his first pick, so yeah, that was good. Just seeing him get his first pick in a Sunday uniform and taking him to the house, celebrating with the guys.
And there he is. Keith Abney, right there. We see what the difference you face from week to week. And the week ones is a lot of time, you might see close games because somebody's literally had 4 or 5 months to just get ready for a team, whether, they hire, a new coach or not. If they hire a new coach is different, but in general, like week 1, even though, yes, there's things to clean up, but like, and what a team's going to do, like you have that just laser focused prep. And again, not that they're not prepping ahead, every program's doing it, but yeah, you heard Keith Abney right there. Just like you said, the communication, yes, that can always grow, but big and physical. And you just see the kind of, the little gleam in his eye there, like, well, it's going to be a challenge. So let's get on the field and let's do it. So very exciting, to say the least. On that. But I'm going to take a quick break and then get back, and we're going to wrap up and again talk a little bit more obviously what soccer's got coming up, and we will also wrap with again just volleyball, what their schedule's like, and what you need to be checking out this weekend. So we'll step aside and wrap up Pitchfork Lunch on the other side. All right, back here on Pitchfork Lunch. I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter. And you can see us live here every day, 12 to 1. And my IG, michael.caratino.5. Also, guys, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's at, go to YouTube and then, yes, you see my name, but it's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005 at MVC005 on YouTube. Guys, subscribe away, man. Get caught up in Sun Devil Nation. Friday, by the way, awesome. Coach coming on, interview alert, and in Arizona, for those of you that love golf, veteran, longtime ASU golf head coach Missy Farquet will be joining me Friday. You're not going to want to miss that. So yeah, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel just in case. You can watch live on YouTube as well, but subscribe to the YouTube channel just in case you're going to not be able to hang out with me on us on Friday, and Missy Farquet, I will remind you tomorrow, but it will be with me on Friday. Our golf team, again, represented in the Olympics. There were 5 Olympians, absolutely phenomenal. So yes, that will be, she will be joining me on Friday's show. But for soccer, guys, like I said, Utah State coming up. They are 4-0-2. This team's outscored, by the way, their opponents so far, well, even with draws, but 17-3. So yeah, only one game that they didn't score when they had the 0-0 draw with Little Rock. So yeah, but you look at Kiara Blundell, who had a hat trick. She now has 5 goals on the season, leading the team early on. Anasia Cologne has 4, and then Cameron Valadares has 3, and then both Carrie Matthews and Megan Stofield have 2 each. Assist-wise, Blundell actually and Valadares leading the team, tied in lead with 3 assists each. Anasia Cologne has 2, as does Carrie Matthews. And Addison Hawes has 2 assists as well. But yeah, I mean, like I talked about earlier, like Coach Winkworth, I mean, like you see here on this goal, I mean, this is crashed in the net. I talked about this when this happened, but I'll pop this again. But you see that Anasia Cologne takes the shot, and Carrie Matthews just like every striker's supposed to do. And go back, but just into the back of the net. So, but yeah, this team, Graham Winkworth, again, yes, you did lose some experienced players, but defensively, looking very solid. And in goal with Pauline Nels, again, looking solid. So get on out there. I will remind you again, Sunday at 1 o'clock. I mean, because then, like I said, this team hits the road for they start conference play, and they got 3 straight roadies. They are at BYU, at Houston, and at UCF. So yeah, building up. Well, the Provo flight's not too bad, but building up some miles, traveling miles at UCF, and then they come home. Finally, they are back home at the end of the month, September 26th, as they take on West Virginia, and then the 29th. They take on Cincinnati at Sun Devil Soccer and Lacrosse Stadium. So just to kind of give you a heads up, but yeah, get on out there, support them against Utah Tech this Sunday afternoon. You know, little deja vu. Victory Saturday night is going to be hard work, but victory Saturday night going into Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. And then it'll be a victory Monday for both, and for volleyball as well, again, in San Diego. So we will talk more about that on, don't forget, she was the Love Invitational MVP, Jelly Sear. And then Claire Jeter, obviously, on the all-tournament team as well. So Jelly Sear leading the Devils into San Diego. And actually, what's the name of that? Let's see. The name of that, because everything is like it was the LUV Invitational, and now it's the San Diego tournament. They went simple. Nothing wrong with that. You want to go simple? Rock on, man. Go simple. All for it. But yeah, that's one of those things. So yeah, San Diego tournament. But I'm going to get out of here. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. And yes, we'll see who we might have on as a guest. I have a guest line, working on a guest. So Friday, though, Missy Farquet, get it on your calendar, because again, what she's done in recruiting, coaching, and golf, and I mean the success of the women's program and the men's program, like absolutely awesome. We talked to Coach Thurman after the winning the Pac-12 championship last year. So stoked going to get to talk to Missy Farquet on Friday. But have a great rest of your Wednesday, and yes, it's Sun Devil Nation, as always. Forks out.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call. Blake Baker, Bubba will put it up, throws over the middle. Touchdown. Quick flag.
That's away. Trying to center off with Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scored.
For a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get it! Wow!
Edwards pulls up and buries the flag!
Shot for